So a major road project in downtown Corpus Christi is finally done. City officials just cut the ribbon to celebrate Chaparral Street going from a one-way to a two-way. Our Taylor Alanis joins us live from the intersection of Taylor and Chaparral Streets. She tells us what this change could mean for downtown businesses. Taylor.
Yeah, Mackenzie, that ribbon cutting ceremony just wrapped up and a bunch of city officials and project leaders kind of hopped into this car behind me and just went through the street that is the first car that is going down Chaparral as a two-way street today. And of course, those barricades are still up, but the street was shut down for almost 24 hours starting at 6 yesterday evening when construction crews put on the final touches like painting the two-way stripes, new signage, and adding parallel parking spots. Now, this conversion was paid for by 2008 and 2014 bonds. Downtown Management District officials say the street was originally designed to be a two-way, but was eventually changed into a one-way because the city thought it might be easier for traffic to move in and out of downtown. But they found out that wasn't good for keeping businesses down here, and they hope this makeover will bring a positive change to the area.
You'll be able to just turn right off of 37 or continue to go straight when you're leaving the C District. So we're really excited about what this means for downtown accessibility and support of downtown businesses.
Now, we were out here yesterday talking with business owners who say they are concerned about the first few months following this change. They are worried that drivers may be confused, which may cause some accidents. City officials say there are plenty of signs signaling the two ways and, of course, the bright yellow double lines. And this affects Chaparral from Cooper's Alley to about I-37. Now, they did just remove the barriers right now. I can't show you, but there's some trucks coming by. So the street is open, but CCPD wants to warn drivers if they do head in the downtown area and do come down Chaparral, just to be aware of your surroundings and other cars that may be a little confused. For now, live downtown, Taylor Alanis, 3 News.
And hopefully it is a smooth transition there. Thank you, Taylor.